That's the first tractor I got to drive. That's the first tractor I ran in the field. I think the first time they sent me to the field was from right here on this spot on that tractor. So a lot of history there for me. When I took this farm over from my dad several years ago now, that tractor was still here. In fact, it hadn't been that long ago that my dad actually used that tractor to plant with. We made the decision together that that tractor was probably going to be in the way and it was time for it to go. So I listed it on eBay, and a gentleman from California bought it. And he had a friend of his from Michigan, I think, come and pick it up. And that guy took it and did somewhat of a restoration to the tractor. And the gentleman from California sent us photos back after the guy had worked it over a little bit. And my dad looked at them and I looked at them and we both said, well, dang, wish we hadn't done that. But several years passed and we went to the 50 years or the half century of progress show over in Rantoul. And during their parade, about the third or fourth 730 that passed me that day, I said to myself, I'm getting that tractor back if I can have it. And I'd stayed in touch with the guy in California, and he was gracious enough to agree as soon as I called him. You bet you can have that tractor back. I know what it means to you. The idea that I might have let that tractor get away, you know, it only really took a few years for it to sink in what I might have done there. So yeah, it just meant the world to me for that guy to agree I could have it back. It's retired, lives a good life, lives under a cover in the nice garage, not out in the shed. When I took this farm over from my dad several years ago now, that tractor was still here. In fact, it hadn't been that long ago that my dad actually used that tractor to plant with. All that tractor does now is tractor drives and a parade here and there. And I get a lot of pleasure out of that.